Guys, let's talk about afternoon trivia. Do a rundown of what happened today. I hope you were there for March 31st, the last March rounds of afternoon trivia. And this one, I tell you boys, the week before we had a lot of excitement. I hope you were there today because it was a lot of fun today too. Very, very eventful. If you weren't there, you missed a big crowd. We had 17 present and accounted for today at afternoon trivia. Round one, we went with a genre that we had, I'll give you a little sneak preview last night, the first game of trivia on Sunday night, and we went with it with the first game of afternoon trivia today, common abbreviations, rapid fire for the first three rounds, types of genres, common abbreviations, and on this one, it was Andy 80-10 winning the game 5 points to 1 with one reversal, Shock losing out on a point. And then we had round two, we went right back to it to keep things rolling. And on this one, it went to Andy 80-10, who was up 4-0, going for the shutout. But as he was up 4-0, the question was SOS. Andy did not get this point. Who else do you think got this point besides the Wire Club Trivia Room Sea Captain, the Shockinator? Nobody. Just Shockinator. Spoiling the point. Spoiling the shutout, getting Save Our Ship or Save Our Souls abbreviation. But it was Andy closing out for a second straight 5-1 victory. Round three, we went with extreme rapid fire. All right, really greasing the wheels on this one. Taking the dish pan and putting some lard on the bottom of it, shoving it down the snow hill. Rapid fire, and it was MLB team nicknames trivia. And in this game, we had a perfecto. Andy 80-10 with his third in a row, getting the perfect game. He was up 4-0, and then the question was Detroit EMG gags on his own nuts. Unfortunately, Andy takes it, wins the perfect game, gets the big balloons. It was 3 in a row. I had 1986 song titles for round 4 on my set list. Changed it up a little bit, made it 1966 song titles. Thought that would be maybe a little more challenging for the crowd there today, and it was challenging. And so on this one, we had the mighty Duck Man coming in. Great to see him roll in right when this was going on. And Duck kind of gagged here on the Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Devil with a blank, blank, blank. And Duck guesses blue dress. Not working, Duck. It was Andy getting that point and winning the game. In 1966, song titles trivia. And I'll put a little perfecto here for this one. So Andy 80-10 winning 1966 song titles 5-1. We had a lot of 5-1 victories today. It was 4 in a row. Homophones was next. One that we brought back from 2 weeks ago. We did it twice 2 weeks ago. Brought it back here for round 5. And in this one, it's amazing. It's incredible. Great game show hosts think alike. As I'm running this game, it's confirmed by Duck, John, and I think one other person that right when this game was being played on the worldwide known afternoon trivia Wire Club Room at the exact same time on Jeopardy, maybe a rerun, I don't know. It was Alec Trebek, I guess it was a rerun, but on TV they were watching it. One of the categories on Jeopardy at that very moment was homophones. Incredible. Great, legendary trivia game show hosts kind of have the same minds and also like to chastise and criticize contestants. Me and Alec, rest in peace. Homophones trivia. In this one, well, Duck said I can't do this anymore because Andy was so quick on the rapid fire trivia. But then it was Mr. Duck himself spoiling the perfecto. Andy had a perfecto going, and Duck comes in and gets a point in Homophones trivia. But it was Andy winning his 5th straight afternoon trivia game in a row. Another 5-1 finish. 5th in a row, boys. He was starting a new streak, maybe going for that 39 game streak, the record. Round 6, we went with 1990s television shows trivia. I think we had 80s television shows trivia last week or the week before, but went back with entertainment, 1990s TV show titles trivia. And in this one, DuckTales is not one of them, but this one went to a guy who had been battling all day, John, the winner of the big cash prizes last week, and he wins 5-1 in a very convincing victory. We were not done. We went with game 7. We went back to 1967 song titles trivia. Not back to, but back to almost the same year, 1967 song titles trivia. And this one was the most competitive round of the day. This one was, we had, on the last question, we had a double steal on the board. And then we had 2 others with 3 points. So a very close game here. And it was, Bolts was one of the ones with 4. Bolts coming in, participating. But it was Andy 8010 winning the last one, the Waylon Jennings song. She loves me, she don't love you. Alright, that was the song. Andy 8010 wins 5-4 to 3-3. And then we went with another round of Homophones trivia, boys. And this time it was another victory by Andy 8010. This one closer than the previous Homophones trivia. This one 5-3. And I thought that was going to be the big cash prize, but we had time for one more. And I wanted to do song titles again to hopefully get people, because it was so competitive on this one. Went with, and it was actually, I'm sorry, Homophones. This was a sweep. So this is a clean sweep on the Homophones. Yes, a clean sweep. And then this one was competitive. So we went with 1986 song titles trivia, and it was a manic Monday and afternoon trivia. That was one of the questions. And to close it out with the big cash prizes, would we have 4 straight different big cash prizes winners? We had 3 weeks ago Andy, 2 weeks ago Vinof, and then last week John. This time it was Andy 8010 with his incredible 8th win of the day. An incredible performance, an incredible march, and this one was for the big cash prizes. All right, let's look at the board here. So we had here's all the people who were there today. Incredible, huh? Andy 8010 with 8 wins. All right. Gone was NCAA team nicknames trivia. Gone was movie titles trivia. And we haven't seen chain restaurants trivia in a long time. So they've been kind of brushed under the rug lately. All right, some new things starting to kind of seep in and take, it's kind of steal the show. Becky was in from wire to wire. She did nothing. I was very surprised by that. But good to see Becky in. Always a threat. DNR Manny was in. He was very active with comments, but didn't play. Phil Nye was in, did not play. Free Jack Balls was in. What was going on with Free Jack Balls? Free Jack Balls missed out big. Talk about that. Big cash prizes. John was in. John gets a win for the second straight week. All right, so great performance by John. JG53AOL was very active today. We had Mr. Met, who had so 2 weeks ago he had 3 technicals. Last week he had 3 technicals. This week he had 4 technicals, and he had 2 shower trips. Whatever. So 4 technicals and 2 shower trips. Great performance today, Mr. Met. And then we had the Shawkinator, Cobra. I'll just kind of put a mark here. He got a couple of points. He did well in the abbreviations. He kept Eddie from getting a shutout, and I think he got a point somewhere else. We had Ian Goatnuts coming in. I called for him this today, so thanks for coming in, Ian G. Even though he gagged on that Detroit Tigers one. Eagles 52 at shower duties. Little shower duties here. So the Eagles 52 was very busy, making sure they had clean towels, because Mr. Man had a couple of showers. He's nice and clean for tonight. Hog Gizzard and Hog Boy was in. Duck Spank, spoiling a shutout. So Duck, great job today. Stacy came in very late. Not very late, but I think round 7 or so. And then Stacy, so she was in. Captain America, good to see him back. I haven't seen him since like early March. So Captain America was in, very quiet. Bolt's coming in, first time since like January, I think. So good to see Bolt's in. He got a couple points too. So had to put OOO on his door, saying out of office. That was one of our common abbreviation questions today. OOO. So thanks for coming in, Bolts. And the FJRS was he's on vacation. FJRS, hell of an effort today to come in while you're on vacation. That's what I'm talking about right there. It should be a lesson for everybody else. He's on vacation, yet he still makes it in the afternoon trivia. Hell of a job at FJRS. We await those pictures, FJ. All right, so FJ was in, good to see him. And then the big cash prizes. What happened here? Okay. Let's fix this up here. Can y'all see that? Alright, so the big cash prizes. I told you in the announcement video this would be something different. Yeah, that's good, close enough. In the announcement video, I told you guys that it would be something never done before in afternoon trivia for the big cash prizes. And that is to have 4 picks for the same place. Okay, so the same place. We've kind of done something like this before for other, like one for all the marbles, but this one we had Joyzy Mike's, all Joyzy Mike's, free jack balls. It's like your favorite place, and you missed out big time. So free jack chokes there, and then we had. So here's the choices. We had the Mike's Super. This is a super across the way. Get Brett Ware, I said. I'm very angry at that little jerk. And don't make me come after you either, punk. All right, so that was Mike's Super. The Super has like ham, provolone, like capicola, and prosciutto, however you say it. So that one, I don't think I've ever had that one. Maybe once. And then B was Mike's Club Supreme, roast beef, turkey, bacon, Swiss. Can't fail. It's probably my favorite one on the menu. And then C, Mike's Big Kahuna. What is this? The like steak and cheese with like shrooms and some other things on there. I've had it like once. I'm not a big fan of the cheesesteaks though at Joyzy Mike's. I know Free Jack Spank is, but he wasn't around to do anything. So big gag job by Free Jack Elam. All right, so then D was Mike's Stickball Special. That's another favorite of Free Jackass. So we had Mike's Stickball, and that one is like what is it, like ham, salami, provolone, I think. I've never had that one yet. So what was the choice going to be? I was certain it was going to be this one. Mike's The Big Kahuna. And it was not, he also did not go with the Super, and he did not go with the Stickball. The Club Supreme, he put a lot of thought in that, I think. And that's the one. All right, so can't go wrong with the Club Supreme, boys. All right, tonight's featured presentation is The Crossing, 1994. This is one, you see it here on the whiteboard, and it was on the whiteboard back during the list of the off season of movie watching, and it's one that we just never got to in that season, but I made sure to push it into the spring season of movie watching, and it's a really good one. Clocks in at about 31 minutes. This one is directed by Schmidt, forget the first name, Schmidt, Mark Schmidt maybe. And it was co-written by Schmidt and what's his name, Dave Muir, who dedicated this film to, I think, his father. It's like you see at the beginning, dedicated to Bill Muir. This one stars Kevin Downes, David A.R. White. There you go again. Those two that have been in films together, like Into the Harvest, and they also showed up in The Time Changer. And so they're not a good duo. They also are in the film The Moment After. Okay, so the main characters in that. Mercy Malik is the main actress. Phil Schmidt, I was put in there. He's the judge. He's the father of the director. And Phil Schmidt is the judge in this film. He was the janitor in the 1983 Schmidt film called Kevin Can't Wait. And then we have Robert Kunz. I put Robert Kunz's name on there because he was the Centurion in this. I didn't catch him. I've never been able to catch which one he is in this, but he is in it, listed as the Centurion. And he is, I just put him here because he's also in Second Glance, 1992, as Randy with David A.R. White. So The Crossing, tonight's feature presentation, 1994, is a really good one. It's a little corny, but good message, kind of likable actors and stuff. So that's tonight's feature presentation for as we continue night 4 of the new year, the movie watching, spring season, the movie watching, off to a great start. And so as we move into April, all right, guys, this is the afternoon trivia recap. We had a hell of a day today. And so see you next week for the first afternoon trivia rounds of April. We're going to do a video with the Joyzy Mike's big cash prizes. Pick up, hell of a job today. Look at all these winners today. All of you guys are the big winners. See if I miss anything. Good job. Now, I will say one more thing about the big cash prizes. Very disappointed. Abule does not show up today at all for afternoon trivia. I don't know what the hell that was all about, because that screwed up the prophecy from this morning's afternoon trivia announcement video. Peter deranged the three-pointer, where that was supposed to mean that Abule would win the afternoon trivia big cash prizes. He doesn't even show up. Check out that three-pointer on the channel for the day. All right, guys, we'll see you next time, and I will say peace out to this time, boys.